Hi, sexy souls. Back for another reading. Woo-woo. Welcome to Weird and Woo Woo. Gonna pull some cards today in regards to money, or this reading. So we're gonna pull some cards in regards to money. I was feeling somebody that's kind of like feeling into luxury. Now, luxury subjective, guys, okay? So luxury for them, I know I've got like little ashy stuff everywhere. So luxury for them is not necessarily, right? Luxury for everybody else, like considered, you know, what others would think. So it is subjective to the individual. What's luxury for one is like basic bare minimum for others, right? I was feeling somebody want like thinking and feeling into like what would be luxurious to them, right? And then feeling like no, I'll be like, I would be happy with this kind of thing, or like no, like pulling themselves back and just minimizing either the request or the desire. And I literally felt spirit nudge, like, no, like, go ahead and, like luxury. And I think that's because somebody's version of luxury is, because it is so subjective. Spirit's like, are you kidding me? Like, that's just enjoying your existence. Like, maybe somebody's version of what luxury is being happy and enjoying an experience, right? At least according to spirit. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I gotta move this. I don't know. That's what I was picking up on, and nothing more. I didn't get anything else. So we're gonna pull some cards. I do feel like, you know, I gotta be honest with you, there's probably not a moment, millisecond, or anything else like that in existence right at this point, or within this 3D existence, within the time as we know it here, that people are not thinking of money. Money is like one of the #1 sort of like methods of distribution of energy. Pleasure, pain, all that kind of stuff. So money is a major aspect of our society. So say that, yeah, I because I'm like, it's important right now, and I'm like, who is it not important to at this point in time? Now maybe some people are very comfortable, and so they would say it's not important to them, but if it were ripped away from them, or an immense amount given to them, suddenly things would matter. It'd be like, oh, you know. Anywho, so I'd say there's few, when we're talking about the entire globe, where money isn't a factor in their current existence in one form or fashion, right? So so it seems, basically I'm just saying like, oh, it kind of sounds like stupid to be like, oh, it sounds like money is a thing right now, like somebody is, that's like an important issue right now, for someone, but I think this reading is for anybody who would admit that, right? Because some people, oh, want to humble themselves, or don't want to sound like this, and it's like, whatever. If it's not you, and you're like, I disagree with you, then this reading's probably not for you. Just gonna say. Alrighty. And those yummy. Okay. Let's. Ooh, we're gonna start with Golden Universal. All right, Spirit. Oh, let me give my spiel while I shuffle this. This is just a PSA, a friendly reminder. You are a sovereign being over your life, and you get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. So whatever you do, don't Cinderella this shit. to make it fit. Okay? Okay. You need to use your discernment, your intuition, follow your gut. No one should usurp that. That's the right term, right? I think so. Alrighty. Alright, Spirit, what did you want to say? I mean, I picked up on the energy, but we're walking into this fresh. What do you want to say in regards to money matters right now? What is the message for the collective? Well. I mean, it's like, they're giving me the words like demise, destruction, and the fact that this person is facing it, like they're looking at it, like it's not an ignored thing. They have been fully present throughout this thing. But a lot of times I would say, whenever the swords are in the front, it's kind of like you played a part in this. Like sometimes you're a part of the initiation to make something happen, right? And so rather than it's like, because he was facing the swords. He walked right into it. This isn't something that came from behind that he didn't see. You saw it coming. You saw it, witnessed it, experienced it, all that kind of stuff. I would say in this situation, it doesn't necessarily feel like you have been the cause of, but you have experienced, like you saw it coming and you experienced it. It wasn't something that I guess you necessarily could stop. And they're giving me the word destruction. But they're also showing me that this is like a portal and it's acting like a way out of it. Because you go from the 10 to the ace, right? Brand new path, brand new beginning, clarity, a fresh start, clearing things out of the way. But there's like a portal energy with this particular card. And then we have, they're showing me that the king, what you've been through may influence some decisions. It definitely is something that will stay with you as you continue your path, as you continue in life. It will be something not forgotten. It's almost like somebody who's getting a shot or like getting their blood drawn, and some people need to look away. And then others have to watch it. And the idea of witnessing and watching every gruesome little detail is what leaves you where it's not soon forgotten. Okay? I won't say that it colors you in a way that it causes you to they're telling me this is also a surrender to the 10 of Swords, and it's like it's almost as if you knew you couldn't fight against this, and so it would be like having to watch something very painful, knowing that there's not something that you can do, but refusing to turn away from it. Because I'll be damned if you don't learn from this, if that makes sense. It gives us it, and I feel like this is, again, we see the king under the horse. There's something leveled you, and there is this intentionality of rising back up. It's the choice to not stay in this there's a difference between surrender and giving up. And I feel like it's like not remaining in this giving up energy. You're choosing to rise above, to elevate, to answer some kind of challenge, or say yes. Because this portal, it's like there's this escape from it. But not until after all is said and done. Not until the 10th sword was shoved in. And you sat with it. Like, it's just something that I feel like there were, like, you went through a situation, and if we're talking about money, it may very well be in regards to money, like, there's nothing I can do. I can't fight against this. Situations, circumstances, and global, financial influences may have played a big part. And there's no false sense of positivity here. There's no, I mean, you literally, I feel like it's like somebody who, something negative. They're showing me like in those teen movies where somebody does something to embarrass somebody publicly. And the person stands there who there was no stopping anything, who is at the center stage of everything, is kind of turning around and looking at all the motherfuckers that were laughing at them, taking it in, taking account. It's just something not soon forgotten. And it is going to influence how you choose to act in regards to the decisions that you make. It has added to your arsenal of information and knowledge. There's some kind of like, definitely is a resurrection energy between the two cards. First off, the idea is that these souls are, because of the call from Gabriel, they are rising from their coffins, from the dead, right? It's a second life. It's a second wind. You're about to enter, you're carrying whatever you learned. When you go through this portal where you can escape this, you will carry that with you. And it will color in the most best possible way how you choose to see money, use money, act according to money, you know, that like the role that it plays. You see it differently. It's kind of like Hanged Man energy. It's like, I will forever have a paradigm shift in regards to the role that money plays and its importance and its impact, right? And then of course, whatever it is it carries with you. And this is like the idea of, there's a rise, a phoenix rising. You will be rising from the ashes. No doubt about that. You will have a second wind. What's about the message for money right now? King of Pentacles. I heard having the resources to do all the things he said he would do. So you may have made some promises to yourself. You may have made some plans. I mean, you laid there for some time contemplating, and it's like you're going to carry that with you. It's coloring how you make decisions. And the King of Pentacles has the resources to do, not just think about the things that he would do. It becomes a part of his reality, right? you also got a keen perspective of what you would have done differently, how you played roles in this, how you didn't, how you were at the mercy of circumstances and situations. And the type of influence, right? Because the Devil card really talks about being under the illusion or being bound to something, and the level of influence that it can have on you. Being stuck in this pattern really gave you time to, I feel like, come to terms with your relationship with money. And how you have, I feel like this is, I'm talking to somebody who has had plenty of times in their life where they felt so fearful of money, like needing to hoard it or needing to always have these protective measures and always had it. I feel like that's what was stripped from you. All of it was gone. Every idea or notion that said, okay, I'm doing well with this, and okay, I'm gonna, like, the only way you went too far in your pursuit of feeling secure. And there was just a lot of, you know, and how this false sense of security, no matter the preparation, no matter what you did, if I'm a good person, if I do this, if I play by all the rules, if I live up to society's standards, if I like, you attempted so much to protect yourself financially. And how in the times when you were so in lack, that your fear consumed you to the point where it was like, I have 5 cents, I can't even put it towards that. Like how willing you were to forego or forsake anything that made life worth living, and how the lack of money pulled you from. Because you're even showing me situations and circumstances that didn't require money, where it had you. This is the plotting and planning and the defenses and how do I and like feeling on guard at all times, almost as if it was like your time needed to be consumed with that. Or how even in the moments, there were so many moments where you would have loved to have been in the moment, but like even when you're in the moment, there are reminders of your limitations. A dog that's on a chain will only try to run so many times until it stops. It'll learn where it can stop and it won't go any further. And sometimes won't even get close to that for fear of not wanting to experience the jerk back, right? I do sense a need to, while much was learned and much will go with you, and while you learned so much about yourself, and I feel like saying somebody feels no remorse about saying, I love money. I love money. I love having money. I love doing, like, you were so deprived that it's like, at first you would apologize, like in the vision, for wanting luxurious things. And Spirit's like, you should want those things. That's not what, like, people who create systems and institutions that target individuals to keep them from that should be the ones that are sorry, not your desire for it, and not your and you shouldn't apologize when you do indulge in it, right? So when you're in this place of having, and you can do, like, this is like beyond just, Queen of Pentacles is that internal energy, right? You're really, like, that's the capacity and the wherewithal, but it exists within the person. And this is about the world around you and your environment and what you're capable of doing, and the freedom to do it. It's beyond just your capacity. It is the freedom to actually do it. And yes, money affords freedom. Now, there are all kinds of freedoms, you know, there are all kinds of freedoms. But to say it doesn't afford freedom, it does. And it's almost as if you were here just long enough to get to the point where you're like, I won't let the guilt, the shaming, the judgment that I was programmed with from society, from various powers that are in existence, or authority figures that are in existence, to determine or dictate. Like, it's almost like I feel like you get to the point, you're at the point where you're like, I don't fucking care what anybody else thinks. I don't care what the little voice in my head says. I will never withhold myself from joy and pleasure again. I will never feel bad about that. I have been here. I've witnessed the people who didn't want to help me. I've witnessed the individuals that ridiculed me for telling me it was my fault. I have witnessed, I take all of those memories with me. It's not a memory that replays itself. It's a memory that has created a self-love. That's what it is. It has created a sense of self-love. To never feel shame for desiring and indulging, period. And we're talking about indulging, not overindulgence, overconsumption. We're not talking about hoarding. We're just talking about enjoying. And that somehow you will have so much peace. That's what the Four of Swords is. The level of peace will be unparalleled within you. Because, like I said before, even throughout your life, when things were good, there was still this fear. And you've been robbed so much and for so long, and you laid there, witnessing, watching, and enduring the pain. The fear is gone. The fear is gone. The wall is gone. You will never be beholden to that again. Oh, no, I can't indulge. Oh, no, I'll be damned if I don't. I will not let situations, circumstances, and this human framework of existence to beat me into submission and fear so that I don't enjoy this life. That is a place of control. That's a lot that you have garnered and gathered from this. What do you want? How is this? Let's talk about the portal, Spirit, if you don't mind, that we see bringing you out of here. We see this swirling and being created. What is that as it pertains to now? Okay. Hermetic Tarot. Oh my God, guys, I know you saw that. I put it over here and the deck was, I looked at it, I saw this, the deck was like upside down, I had to turn around, so I ended up seeing this. I split it on the 10 of, and 9 of Pentacles. Wealth and material gain. This is the personal freedom and independence and financial sovereignty, and this is the growth and sharing of that. Blended pleasure, 4 of Cups. Tell us about the portal. Tell us about this portal that you were showing me. I hear, I don't, in whatever way this comes or shows up, you don't care. Like, you are not going to hold back. Maybe before, parts of the shame and parts of the, oh, I got to do this, was the idea that it all had to be your own doing and your own making. Despite the fact that society creates situations and circumstances to almost make it damn near impossible for you to do it yourself. The statistics show how hard it is when born into a particular tax bracket to get out of that. And the statistics show the minuscule number of people who are able to achieve that because of the systems that are at play. That's where that defensiveness and fear came that you always had. And so it's like, there's something about this portal that 4 of Cups is blended pleasure. It is, and then Lovers came out. And it's reminding me of people who marry into wealth, or people who marry into somebody else that's doing well. And sometimes the fear that we've been taught, especially with women, about the need to have your own finances, the need for, you know, the dynamics that have played out within relationships, because society creates and cultivates and programs us to carry those types of dynamics out in all aspects of life, where if one has, or if one, like, this belongs to this person and you didn't earn it. You know that dynamic? Like fucking billionaires earned that shit they didn't want. People earned it for them and they got it. It's almost as if it's like this portal is going to be a relationship for somebody. There's been a shit fuck ton of relationship. Can I just tell you, there was a big ass drought for like a year and a half of barely none. This may be somebody who is in an existing relationship, and it's like because your partner, and there's this feeling of, because we have the 3 of Pentacles, and it's giving me the idea of choice to work, material work. Now, on the flip side, this could be, the portal is, you actually are given options. You're given an option to work that you can choose, right? 4 of Cups is wholly dissatisfied with the current status, the 3 cups that are in front of you, waiting for something to show up, that proverbial cup from the sky, right? For some type of miracle, which would feel like a portal, would it not? And then the Lovers is making that choice, the decision, and having the option to work. But I'm also getting blended pleasures is kind of like a 2 for 1, getting love and money at the same time, and having the choice as to whether or not you work. There's some freedom to choose. And for some, it's not so much that like, oh, I'm marrying into like a millionaire, or I'm just going to be a stay-at-home partner or something. It's that in this coming together, it is the work, it is both individuals, the combined income households that propels you forward. You know, like maybe you are, because there's this sense of stability and security, you're able to have choice. Like there's a difference between working jobs that you have to work because you've got to get the money right here, right now. But when you have some sense of security because you have a partner that also brings in money, you can kind of like wait it out and find the right fit and maybe go to school. You know, like there's options there. So my question is this. Tell me more about this. This dynamic right here that you're talking about. Let's get more clarity on this. What is the portal? Oh man, the portal. We have the King of Swords again. I'm also getting like a partner, like the choice to work with others, because the Three of Pentacles definitely talks about collaboration, contracts, working with someone. Oh my God, I pulled another one and it was the Queen of Swords. I didn't see it. I was trying to talk with what was coming through and I didn't see what I had pulled. Okay. Okay. This could be a relationship that, or a connection that comes in that you can work with, that will have meaning to it, that will have, reveal itself as being more than. I don't know why I'm getting like air sign energy, or like matching signs. They're giving me that. Tell me about the moon, please. It's not having to do it on your own. It is that much. It is either a connection, a contract, a co-partner of some sort, whether business or in love. It is the... So the moon is represented by the Wheel of Fortune that changes, the Strength card, and the Ten of Wands. This is you trying to keep your head afloat. This is you bearing an unbearable burden yourself in a system set up against you. And I'm trying to with the moon. The moon is the tides. Oh, okay, thank you. I was like, how's the moon? They're like, the tide's changing. And I'm like, oh, get it, the moon influencing the tides, whether they come in and go out, the gravitational pull or whatever bullshit there is out there about that. And it says the ebb and flow. So, yeah. Peace restored. That's where that Four of Swords, it's peace restored. How does this, I just feel like asking, is this the only way out? I just heard it is the way out. They literally just discussed how the world's dynamics and societal things are like, it's too much for one person, right? To pull themselves up out of this type of state. And I feel like this, you've looked around and looked at all the people who've created this and uphold this dynamic that exists in the world today to feed into why it is what it is. Like the people that you should be looking at, like, why aren't you on my side? Why aren't you doing something about it? But it's like a every man for themselves type of situation. Everybody's in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you think of yourself and in the moment. And it can be difficult to think long term or to take on more risks to create the revolution and change. And it's just like, are you kidding me? So is it because it was feeling that this is a now thing? Is this coming in the immediate, imminent future? Like, when is the timing of this? Let me... New era elements, they said. Okay. I feel like somebody is still worried. Like somebody's still here looking around going, not a, I want to say not a soul in sight to help me. No one to pull these knives out, but it also feels like not an inkling around you at all. I mean, you are still down for the count. You can't see this portal, this opening. And it very well may be the king, the king of, like I said, the king of Pentacles is the one with the resources. This may be an individual saying, I'd love to go in on this with you, or let's work together, or, let's create this together. Like, between the two of us, we could, And this person could work for an institution, organization, and things like that. But they are the ones that are able to give you or provide the option that gives you some semblance of peace, some sense of stability. And when we're in this evolutionary period, I think Spirit wants to emphasize that change is happening to the way the world views, sees, interacts with, and uses money as a method of an energetic tool of directing their own energies and intentions. Things are going to be in flux for some time. And even if there are pockets of moments in time where things settle, things are going to be in flux for quite some time. That's the nature of the change. Think of a woman that is pregnant and her body is constantly undergoing stress, change. Her body is not going to be the same. And even after giving birth to something, there is a restoration period before her body, everything comes back into balance. And so it's kind of like this. There is connections in one form or another, whether it's building a community or partnerships or, lovers, is going to be vital for a sense of security. You will see multi-generational families again in areas where they hadn't been. You will see an acceptance of unconventional dynamics with partnerships and connections, right? You'll see families, individuals, chosen families moving in together, and they're trying to stop that now. They have, like in the United States, I'm not sure about everywhere else, but they're trying to prevent people from moving into the same house that are not blood related, in order to be able to, because then people can survive and they can resist. And so they're trying this, like, to circumvent this at every level. But right now, it is a necessity to lean on one another to in some degree, some form or fashion. And that's even like when you get to the place of the freedom and the independence. Remember I said you're going to carry that with you. You're going to fucking remember just how much you needed people to stand up for you, how much you needed help and assistance, how much people just watched you fucking drown in your own blood, how you just laid there in agony and no one did anything, like at most levels. You're carrying that with you, because remember I said something about the 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. You will be at some point that security for others as well. People stepping into millionaire status and everything else like that are going to start being the ones who came from. And it's going to change the way we do the energy and intentions behind the use of money and how it's directed and things like that. It's not happening overnight. It is an evolutionary process. And that's why they're like, it will take time. And so relying on one another, but there'll come a time when you will step up to the fucking plate and be that connection for somebody else. And so I feel like somebody's abrasive sense of independence and autonomy, and that was a reading, redefining autonomy, is melting and melding into something different. Your armor is no longer what it was. It's not that you aren't able to protect yourself. It's that protection looks differently. Instead of keeping people out, it is pulling the right ones in. It is being willing to be open, to rely on other people. And then in return, when you're in the space, being that for them. And so that's the reason why they're saying your portal out of this is the connections that you make. Whether it's chosen family, lovers. And in this situation, I feel someone's, no, I want to do it on my own. No, I want to have my own. And like the stigmas that have come with the idea of one person holding the purse strings versus, like And that's your own projection, right? There are individuals that do that. Obviously, that's how we're in this situation. But it's also like there are individuals, much like you will be one day, where that's not even a consideration. There are partners out there who don't look at it like this is mine and you should be grateful for me. It is, this is ours. This is the dynamic that's necessary for this time in this evolution of finances, in money, in this capitalistic society. Like it's not even a thing. Nor will it be something. And so it's one of those things where you too will be the person one day where there are not expectations that you place on others for the help and assistance and security that you give them, right? Whether it's your children or people you meet, or, like just your chosen family. Like it's not a fucking thing. It's not going to be a thing. And it's not a thing with this person. But I heavily feel that I am reading for feminine energies, because they're making sure I don't say female. But very independent, taught and ingrained to be starkly independent feminine energies, meaning that you've probably had to live a lot of your life in a very toxic masculine energy yourself to survive, when your true nature, and there's plenty of men out there who have predominantly feminine energy. Look at their fucking charts. There's a reason they assign feminine and masculine aspects to the different placements in different parts of a chart. Like when you do your astrology and you get your birth chart or whatever else it is, there's always like, they'll show you how many masculine, how many feminine. And I have children, I have males that have highly prominent feminine energies. And we're seeing it very much so with this outpouring of love for very feminine men in our society. It's like, it's about the energy, right? And so when I'm saying this, it's just that you have been placed in a modus operandum of having to be something that you're not, and not operating authentically as yourself. And therefore developing beliefs, thought programming, that have been reinforced by society of what it means to be who you are, what it means, the manners and ways in which you can make your money. And you see this changing with social media, like not waiting for some middleman or some authority figure in Hollywood or somewhere else to dictate who can make money and who can become, you have content creators and influencers, and it's like these individuals are finding a way to around all of that. But we're in a time where we don't have to project past hurts and traumas onto the definitions that apply to the future. So I understand there's a lot of feminine energy that have been very, very hurt and taken advantage of, and feel like operating in their feminine is how they ended up in something like the Ten of Swords, and believe the only way to operate is in their masculine, but it turns toxic because to the level, the degree, and the amount of burden it places on the individual by having to behave in a way that's not natural to them, right? That doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel authentic. And so therefore they cast onto, when you ask spirit, how do I get out of this? And Spirit answers, and you resist because you're projecting those past hurts, traumas, fears onto it, and deciding before it's ever happened that absolutely not, it'll never happen like that. That is what's changing. That is the wall that is being broke down. That is the thing that has kept you held hostage. And there is an opening. There is a King of Swords coming in that will act like a portal. And it's a chance at a new life, a different life. And it's up to you to say yes and answer the call. But you will experience a rebirth. How does this pertain to right here, right now, though? Because timing is everything, and if this is in the future, and I know I'm asking about imminent, like, timing, but I just don't know, like, when this is going to show up. Because right now, this individual is here. Whoever I'm reading for is kind of like, great, how do I get out of this fucking thing? I can't even pull the swords out myself, and nobody's going to fucking help. You know, and maybe some people have tried to help the best they could, right? They brought you food, they brought you water, they come and clean you up, but they themselves can't pull the swords out either. And it's like, how do I remove this? And this is not a sense of, and this is why they're talking about every kind of connection. This isn't going back in time, guys, where, oh, you just get with somebody in order to be financially stable. And I think that's the burden. That's the barrier. Like, no, I ain't doing that. That means that's the only reason that doesn't have to be that way. That's why they're talking about all types of connections. It's really just about not operating in a vacuum. It just so happens that in this particular situation, whoever I'm reading for, I mean, who better to pull the fucking swords out than the King of fucking Swords? It's like Sword in the Stone energy. Okay, I was asking about timing and talking about it this very fucking quick, because this is spirit-led. Yes. Woo! Very, very quickly. Yes. It is spirit-led. Yes, it's happening. Yes, it's very fast. Okay. Nothing can get in the way. So, King of Wands is the energy, like, he's the closest to Rhino Spirit. I liken him to the Chariot energy. It's like, nothing can deter this motherfucker. He's focused, he's aimed, he has follow through, he has drive. Nothing can get in his way. Nothing can deter him. It is on its way. It is happening. Nothing can stop this from coming in at this point. Wow. It's Rhino Spirit energy. Will this come in quick enough to address things now in the imminent future? They just said yes. Yes. Okay. They answered me real quick. They were like, don't pull a fucking card. Yes. I'm like, oh. If there's something that you're currently facing, one of the many swords that's like, it particularly hurts. It is a particular one that has you stuck. Then this is coming. Oof. My whole chest is like, whoa. I just felt the immensity of this. Okay. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. I've got Bob Marley. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Don't worry about a thing. It's not delays, it's not a pause. This is talking about it's about looking at it differently, which can be very difficult when you're in that energy, I'm just gonna say. Although you are in a state of surrender, because what the fuck are you gonna do, right? Like, this is literally something like you're stuck here. This is the reason why relationship and connection and partnership readings have really increased, because they're like in this time of evolution with finances and changing the way in which it's used as a resource to direct energy, or as its energy, and the way in which it is wielded in this existence is going to change, and that's a process. And so they're really, really pushing, not in a toxic way. They are guiding individuals to connect and bring soul families together. Oh, wow. It is solid. It is secure. It's more than one thing. Because, again, Page of Cups is the idea of there's the cup that is full, but out pops a fish. It is like blended pleasures. Because see, in this one, it's not forgoing the 3 cups for the 4th cup. It is bringing it together to reinvigorate it, to make it something new, to make it something more. So that this state of surrender and apathy and there's, you know, there's nothing that I can, like, it takes you out of that. It's a portal. I want to know a little bit about the Knight of Pentacles really quick. I hate how they sometimes change these. I have a fucking, okay, I know that it's like, one's the Strength and one is, hold on. Let me give it to you, and I will make this fast. They want me to get this right, and I'm like, okay. Sorry. Every time I fucking try to get this damn thing. Balance. Balance, like what? Oh my god, what is the? It's pissing me off. Justice, Jesus Christ! I knew it wasn't Strength. It's like, why did I blank so fucking bad? And they're like, just like, because I kept hearing strength, and they knew I was stuck. They knew I was stuck. I wasn't going to hear nothing else they said. For fuck's sake. Holy shit. trustworthy, secure. It's justice. This is justice coming in. You deserve this, is what I want to say. So somebody's going to get love and money together. But for everybody else, just know that the way through this is going to be through the community that you build, through the connections that you have, through the chosen families or the coming togethers. It will assist the process of letting spirit help with the evolution and change of our financial world and how money plays a role in it, in our existence. It gives spirit the room and people to make demands, to create a revolution. It'll carry us through to the other side. All right, I am going to, and it's happening fast for somebody. Happening fast. I'm going to leave it here. I hope everybody has a fantastic and wonderful day, and I will see you guys later this week.